Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on some fun, pretty, colorful earrings using our bargain bead box for June Summer Sunrise. We don't have a lot of things left, but we got a few, and we definitely have enough to make this pair of earrings. I hope you'll enjoy making them with me. Let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. I have all kinds of bits and pieces here. So what we want to do, there's our ear wires. We have some pieces of chain, some spacers, a couple of rings. The rings, the ear wires, the chain. I could have used the chain in the kit, but I had a short length of gold chain and decided to, I didn't need much, so I was going to cut it. We have some jump rings. Well, come on, chain. There are actually two different sizes of chain here. Two of them have 7 links, 4 of them have 6. The 6-link ones are going to be for our outside bead strands. We're going to have 3 bead strands hanging from the ring. And the six are for the 2 sides, 7 in the middle. So what we're going to do is, I have a couple of larger ball head pins, and I have quite a few small ones, as well as I have a couple of these, which are regular head pins, which I'm not going to use as head pins. We're going to cut the ends off, and now they're 3-inch pieces of wire. And what we're going to do with those is we're going to loop them over the ring, put one of our orange beads here, and then it will go up to our ear wire. So we can do this in any order we want to. Like I say, these are going to go with the ring, 2 of them, and these are going to go in 2 different patterns. One pattern is the longer pattern that's going to go in the middle, and it will be 1 small spacer. Come on, you. An orange bead. A small spacer, the pink, come on you, a small spacer, this pink. Because we want the pinks to be a little bit different, we're going to use these more white pink ones for this middle section here, so we don't have all of our pinks all jumping out on us like this. And then a bicone. So this is our middle strand. I'm just going to bend it over right now. What it's going to look like. And then we're going to have 2 side strands, which will be a small spacer, the orange bead, wonder if we have another one. This one is damaged. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we have plenty. We have just the right amount, so we'll go with this. Then this baby, teal, small, and one of these pinks. So these are going to be our our little side pieces. The next one will be a small spacer. I didn't get the small spacer on. Still haven't got small spacer on. Actually, it looks like I have an extra bead yet, so that's good. Orange, small spacer, purple, small spacer, and one of the pinks. Okay, that's our other side here over on this stuff. So this side we will find the one chain, two chains that are the slightly larger. Come on, baby. This is one of them. Smaller. And a smaller. So these will go over on this side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hook the two smaller chains to these and this longer one to this. Then we're going to take the ring and some of the jump rings and we're going to jump ring them to the ring. So let's get our bell making pliers out and we'll start that. So we'll just go up and around, bring her down, bring her over and around, straighten her out, put our little chain on, and then we'll take our chain nose pliers, hold this where it just comes together right here, and wrap this up. Now that just slid down some. I've watched it, so we'll just take our thumbnail and push it back up. And if you can't do it with your thumbnail, then take your pliers and put them on one side of the wire and then one on side here and just push. So that will put them back up where you want it. Now we'll clip this off. And tuck it in, being careful of our bicone. So there's our first one done. So now we'll do the same with these two and the shorter chains. And then we're going to hook them onto this big ring here. So we'll take them in, put them in here so that our smaller pieces here, up and around and over, bring her down, bring her around, and straighten her some. Grab one of the pieces, remaining pieces of chain, put it on. Come here, you. Grab with our pliers. Now, if you didn't want them as long, you wouldn't even have to put on the chain. You could simply jump ring it straight to your ring. Come on, wire. There we go. oops, I'm wrapping around my other ones. I don't want that to happen, so I need to move it. And I'm not sure I'm even going to need to trim anything off this wire. I think it's just going to be about perfect. There's number 2. Now we'll do the same with number 3 here. Up and over and around, drop it, bring it over, pull her around, straighten her out some, and then put on our chain. Now we'll grab with our pliers, and we will wrap this bit here. Now this tail wants to turn up. See how it's trying to turn right here? So we're going to just trim that off because we're close enough to the end that we don't need to worry about it. And then tuck. There we go. So now we have all 3 strands, and we're going to hook them to this ring. So to hook them to the ring, we're just going to open up these jump rings. Now I've got gold ones. You could use bronze ones too, since my ring is bronze. Just open these up. And one at a time, just put them on the ring. Making sure that your longer one here is in the middle. Doesn't matter what order you put them on, you just got to make sure that your long one is in the middle. See how that looks. Oop. Careless with my fingers there. Okay, so there is our 3 dangles. Now what we need to do, so you know I have more jump rings than I need because I was thinking I needed some to hang the ear wire on. And if we had gone straight to the ear wire, I would have, but I had decided to put this orange bead on top. So what we need now is one of our longer pieces of wire that we made. I'm going to bend it not quite halfway up because we just have 1 bead, so halfway is pretty good there. We'll bend it over. Now because I'm going around that ring, I'm going to use the second size, up and around and over, Bring her down and over, leaving a gap, and straighten her up to lollipop size. I don't think I left a very big gap, but we'll see if it's big enough, or if I'm going to need to open it some. There we go. So now you just do like you would any, you grab the wires where they come together, like so. And you'll wrap, 2 to 3 wraps around here. Now you could use a simple loop here if you wish to. I'm going to cut it right now. And then we'll tuck it in. We'll see how straight it is. You can see it's crooked. See how it's crooked? We need to take our pliers and straighten her up here. There we go. So now we just put this orange bead on here. Like so. And now we're going to put it on the earwire. Since the earwire goes this way, our loop needs to go this way rather than this way so that our earwire will fall in place properly. So let's get the ring. Look at it so the round side is looking straight at you. Then bend this direction. And now we can go back to the small size because we don't need that really large one to put the earwire on. So up and over and around. Bring her down and over. Straighten her out. And now we're going to feed on our earwires. Just feed our earwire through like this. And I didn't leave a big enough gap, it looks like. So we will open this just a titch. I'll slide it on again. There we go. Now we'll hold these again like this, and we'll wrap this little bit around this big orange bead. And as soon as we get it up and around, we'll cut it off and tuck it in. Okay, so we'll cut this extra bit off here. And we'll tuck that in. And there is our first earring. Now we just need to do the second one. Now we'll make the second one exactly like we did the first one. So of course that's the large one with the small spacer. The dark orange bead, spacer, pink, spacer, this whitish pink one here, spacer, and the bicone. Then we'll bend this one over. So there's the bigger one. Now we'll do the 2 smaller ones with the spacer, orange bead, oh come on spacer, spacer, either the purple or the teal, whichever you grab first, spacer, pink, undo its bend. Now we want to do the last of the small ones, which is spacer, orange, spacer, purple, spacer, pink. Bend. So now we need to discover which one is the long one of our little pieces of chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the longer one. So it's going to go on this one, and these two are going to go on these. So let's get the bell making pliers out and start our over and around, down, over, pull her up. Make sure she's got a little gap there for our chain. Put our chain on. And wrap it up. This baby went down a little bit, so I'm going to try and push it up some here. I think it's not going to go any higher, so we will trim it off here and tuck this in carefully, since the bicone is glass and we don't want to break it. Okay, so there's that one. So we'll get these two and do exactly the same. So up and over and around. Bring her over. Oops, dropped off there. Don't want to do that. Bring her around and straighten her up. Put one of the chains on. Didn't leave a gap. Got to leave that little bit of gap if you're putting it onto anything, or if you are, come on you, putting anything on it, or if you're putting it on anything. Come on, snap through there. You should go right through. There we go. Grab hold of our wires. Get our other pair of pliers. Wrap this up. And we didn't need to cut that one, so that's nice. So now for the purple one. Over and around, bring her down, bring her over. Gap, leave a gap, Rose, don't forget your gap. There we go. Put our bit of chain on. There we go. Push your wires together. And wrap her up. Okay, the wire is bending on us, but we can fix that later. But right now we just got to get that last bit of wrapping done. Okay. She didn't bend as bad as I thought, but we still need to straighten her just a little bit. There we go. So now we get our ring out, and we are going to attach our 3 pieces to our rings. So grab a jump ring and hook them up. Now I'm going to hook them the opposite direction of these. So I want the purple first. The pink, remember, it's the longest. It always has to be in the middle. And then our teal. Now, I said I wanted these to be opposite, and I do, but frankly, as long as you put the 3 on with the one in the middle, the bigger one in the middle, it doesn't really matter at this point, because it doesn't matter until you put your ear wire on. That is what's going to make it have to be front or back. Come on, baby, I noticed you bumped there. There we go. Okay, so here's this portion. Now we're going to do our orange bead, so a little over halfway, or a little under halfway, I should say, over. Now we want our big one, our second size, because we're going to be putting it onto this ring. So up and over and around, bring her down and around, leave a gap. And I don't hardly have any gap here, so we need to gap it some. And then we'll straighten it out to lollipop shape. Now she slides on here, and we wrap it up. Come on, you. Over there. So I believe I put 3 wraps on the other side. Yes, I did. So we'll cut her off right here, and then we will tuck it in. Now our purple, now you can see I've got it sort of tipped backwards. We want to fix that. So I am going to take hold of it right here and push it just a little bit. There we go. Now we'll put our orange bead on. Now again, here is the thing. We want this to face this direction so that the circle is facing us, and bend our top. Now then, this is the small one again. We don't need the larger because we're just putting our ear wire on this time. And then bring her over, leave our gap. Now, we want to see which way we want this ring to sit. We want, sorry, camera turned off on me just as we were wrapping. We've got this in here. We've got it all taken care of. I'm straightening up the wire, and there is our second earring finished. there is what they look like. So there we go. There are our earrings made from our bargain bead box for June Summer Sunrise. They're dangly, but aren't they bright and pretty? I hope you enjoyed making these with me, as I thought they were a really fun, flirty, colorful pair of earrings. I hope you like them as much as I do. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and again, we've been using the June Bargain Bead Box to make these fun earrings, Summer Sunrise. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.